Okay guys, today we're going to try and train a young tree. So we got a ginkgo here that's probably been in the ground for 4 or 5 years, I would guess. It's just starting to really take off. Last year's growth is from my fingers up actually, so the thing grew over a foot last year. I'm concerned about two things. I have 2 central leaders up here. If you look, I don't have 2 yet, but I still have 1, but this one is definitely out competing. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that down to a lateral, right? So I'm thinning to a lateral. Whoop. And then for the rest of this, I'm just going to kind of look at it. Now remember, long term, right? The lowest branch is going to probably be at 6 foot. So over time, we're going to limb this tree up and focus the energy in top growth. So I'm going to go through right now and just kind of take all these bottom limbs. Ooh, can you get close for a minute over here? So we have a good example of our bark ridge right there, and the collar, we can see how it's swollen, right? So that's a good cut. I'm going to cut this one to just show you again, right along the collar. That's perfect. I'm going to cut this one because it's right next to the other one. I'm going to cut this low one on this side. I don't know if she can come around, but good bark ridge again. Really nice collar. Look at that collar. That's perfect. I'm going to come from the top or the bottom this time so I can get closer. Again, I lifted a little bit. I'm going to come in here and take this guy. We don't need him. And other than that, for this year, no, I'm going to take this guy for the one mowing guy, so he doesn't have to get poked in the eye this year. That's about it. We'll let that go, and then next year or 2 years we'll come back, check it out, and maybe limit up. I want to show you one over here too. They have 2 ginkgos right next to each other. This one we have a little more problem with the central leader. So if we look up, can you see it from there or not? The original central leader is actually dead. It's died off. And now I have these 2 that are competing. Now that being said, ginkgos, it's very common for ginkgo to do this. They have these weird growing branches, but we're going to try and take off this, or we're going to take off this dead one. So I'm using my pole saw finally. Yep, dead as a doornail. So now the $1,000,000 trick is, which one do I want to leave, right? So when you have 2 competing like that, I can reduce one like I did on that other tree. I could reduce it to a lateral, or I could take one all the way off. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Because that was dead, I can see that it's dried up. There might be some decay. So I'm actually going to eliminate this whole thing and let this become the new central leader. And even though it's not straight, I can live with that. So I'm going to have to reposition here real quick. Pole pruning, we'll do more of this in another video, but it's all about positioning. You got to get yourself in the right position. Timber, yep. So again, we don't have that nice straight central leader, but I'm more confident that if I'd have left the other one 10 years from now, there might have been a real issue in that area where it could have snapped off. Other than that, on this one, we're going to kind of do similar to what we did on the other. We're going to limit up a little bit. There's not too many. Actually, this one structurally is better than the one over there. But I'll take this. Got a little water sprout from an old latent bud down there. Let's read what cultivars these are. These are moraine. I'm going to go ahead and take these just because, again, for the maintenance guy, we just met with him, and he'd rather not have stuff poking him in the head, I'm sure. Okay, that's it for this one. See you later.